Last summer, I worked a night shift at a convenience store on the edge of the suburbs, near a sparsely populated highway. I took this job purely to pay for my tuition. The store seemed ordinary, with shelves full of goods and bright lights, nothing particularly sinister or hidden about it. That night, the air was filled with the scent of an impending storm, and the sky was covered with heavy clouds. Normally, the store didn't have many customers at night, but it was especially quiet that evening. By midnight, only a few cars came into the store each hour. Bored, I left the counter to rearrange items on the shelves, occasionally glancing out at the deserted road. Suddenly, I heard the door open. I turned around and saw a man enter, wearing a worn-out jacket with his face hidden under the brim of his hat. He looked around as if searching for something. I approached him and asked if he needed help. He suddenly stopped, as if startled by me, then hesitantly said he was fine and hurriedly left the store. His behavior made me think he might be planning a robbery. After all, I worked at a convenience store, and the thought always lingered in the back of my mind. I watched as he got into a car parked in a strange spot near the gas pumps, but not in the actual parking area. He drove away. I couldn't be sure if he was actually planning something, but all signs pointed to it. I guessed that maybe because I was behind him and not at the counter when he came in, it disrupted his plan, and that was enough to deter him. Regardless, after a few minutes of thought, I became convinced that it was definitely an attempted robbery. I took note of his license plate number, deciding to call the police if there were any more strange behaviors. Shortly after, the sky rumbled with thunder, and a heavy rain began to pour. I returned to the counter, planning to spend a quiet night. At this moment, the black sedan returned to the parking lot and stopped in its previous spot. The lights inside the car flickered on and off, and I could vaguely see the silhouettes of two people inside. My heart raced, feeling that something was amiss, so I decided to call the police. Just as I was dialing the police station, two people emerged from the car and quickly headed towards the store. I quickly locked the door and grabbed a baseball bat for self-defense. They reached the door and began to pound on the glass. Just then, a clap of thunder sounded, and lightning illuminated their faces, one with a prominent scar, and the other with a mouth twisted into a strange smile. My heart almost leapt out of my chest, but I tried to stay calm. Fortunately, the police arrived soon. Seeing them, the two men quickly returned to the car, attempting to escape, but the police promptly blocked the exit and arrested them. When the police checked their car, they found a stash of weapons, ropes, and tape in the trunk, revealing their even more horrifying plan. After the two men were taken away, my heart was filled with indescribable fear and relief. Knowing what was in their car, I still feel a tremendous fear. Now, I really dare not take the night shift alone, because if I hadn't called the police, I might have never been seen again after that night.